Welcome back to another Tera Plays Tera video. Now, in today's video, I have for you a Corrupted Skynest normal mode guide. Do note these beginning mechs happen really fast, so do feel free to pause the video to read anything, as the text goes over stuff a lot better than what I'm going to be able to go over in voice. One thing the text doesn't talk about that I do want to go over more is the fact that there is no temperature mech in this dungeon, so if you fought Calcaic and Dreadspire, you don't have to worry about that. The temperature mech appears in hard mode. So, I want to go over the huge mech that's going to happen and coming up after this roar. Do you know this 85% roar, for anyone who doesn't know, it can be iframed, Ninja Smoke Bomb works as you see in this video, as well as the Lancer Shield. Now, this color mech, called Feel the Fear or Feel the Rage, is the biggest mech in this dungeon. It is one of the most mechs that you're going to have to learn, figure out, and other than that, nothing else in this dungeon's too bad. As you saw through the text, I will show the 4 different variants of that mech at the end of this video. Now you see, once we kill the mini priest, you're going to want to go over and fight Calcaic. In this video, the Reaper is going to go over and fight. I will also post at the end of the video me fighting them on my warrior. Now that mechanics have kind of calmed down on the video, I'll go over a few stuff in voice for anyone who's like, oh my god, this is so much. The biggest thing with this dungeon is always watch out for the butterflies' poop puddles. Those are iframeable and you can get out of them. Do you know they are basically a one-shot kill? So just be always cautious about the poop puddles and just make sure you're staying away from that. The other things I want to show or talk about right now is a major thing with the mini ads that I did put in a tip on text that I really want to point out in voice. Is it's very important as healer and tanks to support your DPS as they go over. A rush can be applied and kept when going through the portal, as well as edict, along with priest buff stay, and if Calcaic is enraged, then the mini boss also takes enraged damage. So that's one thing that I feel a lot of players kind of forget about, or maybe they just don't know, and that'll help your team if you notice someone's not killing the mini Calcaic fast enough. The other cool tip is, do you know those mini priests, they do have a weakness to the opposite color. So if you have to kill the ice priest, being fire helps you kill it. Once you have the dragon buff, you don't have to worry about colors for anything anymore. And the dragon buff is what you get after killing the mini Calcaic. So you can see all the mechs. I do apologize after making this video that I did not slow this fight down to be able to explain the mechanics as well on voice. I've tried a few takes and I slow down stuff for AA to explain, and I should have done that for this. So I do apologize, as again, please feel free to pause the video on those mechanics. The biggest ones, like I said, are Feel the Fear, Feel the Rage, and we will be going over those a lot more towards the end of the video and after this fight, as well as there's a few mechanics that are not involved in this fight that I got that I will add as extras, just like I did with AAHM. Another thing I may have forgot to put in text, in fact I know I didn't put in text, is that when changing your colors, if you need a quick color change, all those ice puddles and mess on the ground will change you to ice. Any fire ones will change you to fire, as well as those crystals you can go hit on the side of the map. Here are some extra mechanics. This is what 85% looks like if you don't have a ninja or a lancer or don't know how to iframe it. You can run far away, kind of take a gist of where my meter is, and then go back in. That can be iframed like I said, so you could iframe it. This is the range mechanic. If someone gets too far away, Calcaic will jump to them, causing this big fire puddle. As I stated earlier, do know that can change your color if you need it to. Next, we'll take a look at fear and rage. Do you know if it says fear, you want to match, and rage is opposite colors. So to tell where the color will be and what color it is, look for the blue or red aura, in this clip blue, and look at the wings. The wings weren't glowing or shiny, so we know the aura will be out. So blue out, red in. Next example. We can see that there is a red aura, and again, no shiny wings, which means red will escape and go to the outside. This is the third version I have for you to look at. This time we can see there's a red aura, but the wings are glowing. Very shiny, very flashy, both will be blue and red. And that means the aura will stay in. So red was in and blue was out. Final clip of this we have will be, again, very shiny wings. They will pop up right here, along with a blue aura, stating that blue will now be in and red will be out. So again, just remember, feel the fear, F and F, match your colors. If it's rage, F and R do not match, you want to do opposite colors. Finally, I will end this video with me grabbing the key and going over and killing the mini boss. There's really not much to this other than, as DPS, do as much damage, try to stay behind him. You can see as a warrior, I get his attention, then go to the back and hit him with everything I can. If you're a healer or a tank, do your best to support. There's not a lot that mystics can do, sadly. For this fight, the auras just don't reach. Priest, it's not terrible to save your edict for this. And lancers also don't feel like, you know, you have to use a rush before this. It's actually great to save it. Some people you won't need to. Some people can just kill it without that. But if you're noticing, man, my teammate is only like 10% off, that those buffs could have made a 10% difference. Also, please never kill the wrong priest. I've been in groups where people just kill the wrong priest and they don't realize that. And the mini ad will get an endurance buff. It's a major difference. A major difference when this boss has that buff, he just does not die. I've seen some of the best players with that debuff get it down to just 10%, and it's like, man, if we just didn't kill the wrong one. So next you can watch the fire. They do slightly have different mechanics. The ice one has a lot more ice avalanche and stunning in that sense, where fire will usually do more of like a backtail stun. So those are things to be cautious of too. Especially if you're a melee DPS, you might not always want to deal with the ice ad. It might be better to send a Sork. But honestly, if warrior can clear it on both, I've heard of a gunner who can clear it. Any class can kill these. You just have to know what you're doing. You have to know your rotation. If you truly don't know your rotation and you don't dish out damage, then I'm sorry, but do not go over and kill the mini ad. That's the biggest thing. Learn your class to do damage to these guys. That's it. The other thing is this dungeon is a higher crit resist, so if you feel like you're not critting and you're new to this dungeon, you're probably not. As well as I believe that the crit resist on Kelsaic does slightly go down after each mini ad is killed, along with once you kill the fire ad, having the fire buff will do more against the main boss. So those are just some tips to know about this dungeon. And that's the end. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like. Please go ahead and throw me some comments if I've missed anything. Subscribe to the channel. And as always, I hope to see you around in Aboria, gamers.